It's time for the BSing with the Guys live podcast.
It is time. Welcome to the BSing with the Guys show. Stay with us as we dive into our unfiltered takes on the Bad Bunny versus Kid Rock Super Bowl halftime shows. We're going to talk about the latest theories on this Nancy Guthrie kidnapping case and discuss what the hell the people behind that creepy-ass Ring doorbell camera ad were thinking, and wherever else these chats bring us. You know how this shit works. But before we get into all that, I want to talk about this little $1 million giveaway that Mr. Beast is doing. I know we were talking about it right before we got on, and I said, stop, I want to talk about it on air. So explain to me what the hell he doing and how do we win this $1 million?
So he's basically got a puzzle put together already, and he's making videos with some cryptic ass clues in them. And you're supposed to basically take his video, look for the clues, put shit together, and there's a code word that we are meant to figure out. And you send it over to him when you figured it out. $1 million.
So have you looked into it at all?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was searching it up about half the day today. Putting together a little Da Vinci board.
Because I know I seen him post something on X saying that nobody's figured out this puzzle yet, that the $1 million is still there. So I watched the first video, and there's kind of like little hints of him saying that there's probably, clues in this video. And I just couldn't get far into it because I was thinking I ain't got the time to sit around and try to solve this Mr. Beast puzzle shit. But it did intrigue me. I was like, what the fuck?
Ain't got time for $1 million.
Well, it's got to be something that's very, not easy to do, because millions of people are trying this shit and nobody's been able to solve it. So, I mean, what the fuck is going on in these videos? Have you figured out anything, any rhyme or reason to these videos?
So I've kind of figured out little hints, but nothing that makes sense yet. Like, he walks through a door and there's a light flashing, which it's in a series of Morse code, it seems like. But when you look up any kind of Morse code and just the different things that it could be, there's no words that it makes, so it doesn't make sense yet, but it may kind of be leading to something. And the website actually updated, which I'll pull up here.
What's up, Matt? I see you, Matt.
Let me get to the top of the page.
We're trying to win that $1 million from trying to win the $1 million from Mr. Beast.
$1 million, boy.
But,
$1 million puzzle.
Stupid.
So this is the ad that was on the Super Bowl. Is this video here, and I don't want to play it so we don't get fucking kicked off.
It'll demonetize us.
So your mission is to find the rest of the trail, crack the code. If you can't solve it today, don't panic. Tomorrow we'll drop another clue. Yada yada yada. Work together. Fuck that. So, hint number one has come out. So some of these puzzles use codes you can find online. With the Super Bowl ad, almost everything Jimmy passes by is a clue. So that video you watched, everything in it's a clue.
Everything.
Look up, down, forward, backward, behind the scenes. Figure out how to get an answer from each weird thing.
Okay. Well, let me.
Yep.
But what are you doing with these clues in the first
nobody
video?
knows.
So
we don't know.
So you watch this first video, you're just supposed to pay attention to it. You move on to the second video, and then what? The same?
Pretty much. But so he says in the bank, the same is true, but you'll need specific content from the Super Bowl ad to solve anything there. So you're going to have to take stuff from the first video, and it'll supposed to connect the dots into the second video. Last but not least, if you found the video's playlist pinned comments, each puzzle ends in a word that makes part of a 9-word clue in order.
Right.
That will help you define the nature of the search. If you can get the 9-word clue, you'll take the first step in your journey. There's a direct way through this ultra hard puzzle hunt. You can find it, and you can win the $1 million. So that's what we got so far.
For anybody watching, we this wasn't the point of the episode. We weren't going to sit here and talk about Mr. Beast the whole time, but it was something we were chatting about right before we got on, so I figured we'd just go live and talk about it before we got into the nitty-gritty. But I'm just totally confused. Like, so at the end of this, it's like a one-word thing you're supposed to send to him?
Yeah,
or?
so there will be a code that all of this kind of leads back to. We don't know if it's a code number, a code word.
But you're trying to figure out
phrase.
That code.
Yes.
Oh, so it's just a big guessing game then. By the end of it, you're just sort of.
Kind of, but I don't know that you're going to just guess it. But
I see what you're saying. Yeah, there's a legit way to figure it out, though.
There is. And if in that first one, if you watch, like, there's like math problems on some of the computers. On other computers, there's like pictures, and then there's like a music sound wave on one of the screens. Another screen is a bird that's flipping around. There's one with like an elephant. So there's a bunch of different pictures, and he walks through another door, and there's, like I said, the flashing like Morse code light. When the door closes, there's some braille on the door. There's numbers on the tank barrel if you watch it. Now, you got to watch all this, and like you have to slow it down to 0.25 or you'll miss everything.
I got you.
He has a smoke grenade in his hand that he throws behind his back that's got something on it. Don't know if that's got anything to do with it. And then out the last door, when it closes, there's a bunch of numbers around the door, and we don't know what that means either yet. So
it's going to be something so simple and stupid by the time it's revealed that everybody's going to overthink this shit. And knowing Jimmy, Mr. Beast, he done underthought it on purpose or something. It's going to be so. I'm waiting. I can't wait for somebody to figure it out just to see how goofy it is. But I like you bastards. He's a pedophile sympathizer. Fuck him.
I'll take his money.
I guess he's talking about Mr. Beast, but yeah, I'm not a Mr. Beast fucking fan or hater. I guess I'm not young enough to get too fucks about Mr. Beast, but that $1 million puzzle thing, I was like, okay, what the fuck's going on here? Like, and then when you start telling me about it, it seems super complicated because, I mean, there's millions of people that are on that shit and nobody's been able to figure that shit out.
Yeah, it's, there's a lot on there. What did they say? Hold on, I had something bookmarked. I think he said over. It was right here. Hold on. He was talking about basically, like you were saying earlier, it was crashing the email providers from sending out so many codes when it played on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's like the Super Bowl commercial they put out, and they didn't think that they were going to get just bombed with fucking people hitting this site that the server couldn't handle. That just fucking slipped their mind.
Apparently not. I don't know why you would think, if you're talking about giving out $1 million for people to solve this puzzle, that you're not going to get a huge amount of people like, all right, I could use $1 million, fuck it, let's give it a go.
Well, let me know when you figure it out. Don't let anybody else know.
No, it's mine for sure.
Yeah. What you doing? You still reading on it?
I thought he said how many people it took to crash the email, but he didn't. But anyway, yeah, so
all right, I got it.
If anybody wants $1 million, go figure out the code, figure out the puzzles. And I don't know how long this is going to go on for. It doesn't seem like it's going to be anything quick, because I mean, there's multiple groups on it right now that are just discussing different things, and nobody's like even kind of, I mean, maybe they are in the right direction, we don't know, but nobody really makes any sense yet.
Well, if you're checking us out on X, because we're streaming there too, want to welcome y'all. Make sure you follow the account that you're watching it on. That would be much appreciated. And if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button for us. Now, speaking of Mr. Beast and his Super Bowl, what did you watch the whole game last night?
Most of it. I walked in and out to barbecue here and there, but I caught most of it. Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it looked like wasn't much of a game for the Patriots there.
No, dude, it was bad.
But and the shitty part is it was overshadowed by this riff going on with Bad Bunny and the MAGA crowd, I guess, so to say. But did you watch the Super Bowl halftime show?
No.
not, did you purposely not, or you just didn't watch it?
I purposely didn't watch it.
Yeah. So did you like change the channel and all that shit like people were doing?
Yeah, pretty much. Just changed it. We turned the TV off and walked away and turned it back on when the game came back on.
Yeah, I hear, and a lot of people were doing that. I mean, it just seems like wherever your politics lean is who you decided to watch. You go to the Kid Rock thing, which I had no desire to watch either.
I didn't watch that one either, to be honest with you. So
no, but I don't know, man. I was looking at it like, just if the NFL decides to put Bad Bunny or anybody else, whoever they decide to put up there, well, apparently that's, if you're offended by that, you're not the audience that the NFL is trying to target anymore.
Yeah.
So move on is how I see it, or either just shut up, watch it, don't watch it, or realize that they don't give a fuck about you. If you're pissed off, if you're that mad about it, that they don't care. That you're not the ones they're trying to grab anymore.
No doubt. And I wasn't so much, I guess, offended by it, but like, I'm not going to get in the car tomorrow and turn on the Spanish radio station.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. I don't speak Spanish. It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't.
That was a big complaint that I saw just from football being an American sport, of course, and then having somebody that most of the audience could not even understand. Now, I get what the NFL is doing. They're trying to reach out to a global audience. They want to be soccer. And I get it from a business standpoint. I mean, you want to expand past your borders now and trying to sell this game to others. So it's like, well, let's bring in this Latino crowd and see if we can pull in some of those soccer fans, because that's what most people are doing in those places like that. They're soccer fans. So Roger Goodell and the rest of the guys behind the scenes, they know that. They know the type of crowds that soccer brings, and they want to be that. So I just think this is another reason, when they started playing games overseas a while back, playing in London and just different places, that's all that was about, just trying to spread your business globally. So I understand it from that point, but it does suck that it just seems that they care less and less about the American crowd, so to say. At least the older crowd, because I think the young people, they're probably into the Bad Bunny or whatever the fuck that is. So, but I think that's who the NFL is trying to cater to. They're not worried about your old ass, who is either you're going to probably watch it anyway if you've been watching football and you're in your 60s. Chances are you're not going to quit. But let's face it, you're also not going to be around much longer, where they're trying to sell their product to just new generations constantly. You're constantly thinking of the future when you run a big corporation like the NFL or a big business like them. So I get it from a business standpoint, but also get the lack of people wanting to see that shit when there's so much better American entertainment that could have been thrown up there.
Yeah, I just, like I said, I mean, even if he was singing in English and I could understand it, I wouldn't have any issue with it. Like, I would have watched it probably, but like I said, it felt like getting in the car and turning on the Spanish radio station. Like, I don't understand what they're saying. There's no point to me listening to this.
Yeah. Well, did you see, people were like, for one, they were singing the lyrics in English, and it was just the dumbest fucking song. I mean, it was just so dumb that but it doesn't sound like it in Spanish. It's got an up tempo and everything, but then you start looking at the lyrics and it's just, I don't know, it sounded like a fucking third grader wrote the song. But at the same time, I guess so does a lot of American music. You start listening to the hip hop that everybody's a fan of. Most of it sounds like fucking a third grader wrote it too. So I guess you can't really hate on that, but I'm with you. If you could at least understand what was going on, it probably would have been a better experience, because they were flashing to videos of the crowd, and there was like, in the big sections in that stadium, there'd be 3 or 4 people dancing, mainly women, because they dance to anything, and all the guys and everybody's just kind of standing there like, what the fuck, what am I listening to? So now on TV, it looked amazing because the camera's up close to all the people on the field dancing, and they're putting in these bullshit fucking audio of like the crowd's just going crazy. But when you look at it panned out from people that were actually in the crowd filming it with their cell phones, you could just see the lack of enthusiasm from the crowd.
Yeah, I saw a video on that today.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, it wouldn't be something I could get into because I can't understand it. Like, I'm not a dancer, I guess, for one. So, like, just fucking like, oh my God, he's got a great beat or whatever the fuck. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I want to hear what he's trying to say. And if I can't understand it, I'm like, whatever. I'm not listening to this.
Well, it wasn't as bad as I was waiting on. I didn't watch it, but just watching the highlights. Like, I didn't even watch the Super Bowl. I had no desire to watch fucking Seattle and the Patriots play each other, so I stayed away from the whole thing. But just from getting on X and looking at the highlights, so to say, of the halftime show, it didn't seem as gay as everybody thought it was going to be. I mean, there were rumors that he was coming out in a dress and it was just going to be this big LGBTQ show. I mean,
yeah, that was the haters.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there was any of that in it. I'm not saying there wasn't, but it didn't seem to be what people were building it to be.
No.
It just seemed like most people's gripe was that you can't understand what the fuck this guy's saying. But have you heard any concert live? You can barely hear what anybody's fucking saying at any concert. I mean, unless you know the lyrics. Like, go to a rap concert and try to understand what these guys are saying if you don't already know the lyrics. But
which I guess usually it's a star that is around, their music, so you can kind of like, oh, I know this beat, and you know the words to most of the songs, even if you're not a fan of the artist. But again, I don't understand Spanish, so there was no following
so it
along.
Wasn't for you. It wasn't for you. But like you said, you wasn't running over to fucking to the Kid Rock show either. So.
No, I didn't even know they were doing another halftime show until like 3/4 of the way, through actual halftime. Right. So I was like, I don't give a shit about it like that. Like, I'm not protesting it, but I'm not watching it because it just was pointless to me. But
what's up, Timmy? Timmy's in the house.
What up, Big Tim?
How you doing tonight, Timmy? MAGA said, I'm reading another. Let me get in these chats a little bit. MAGA said they were done with the NFL when Cap took a knee. Stay gone. And I think that's how the NFL thinks too. I really do. I know a lot of people that had that stance, but they wind up going back. I guess they took a season or two off, and then they wind up saying, fuck it. They just started watching football again. So I don't think enough people stuck with that to affect the NFL, apparently. And I really don't think the NFL gives a fuck. They're not worried about you. They're worried about constantly finding a new fan base, and keeping this business going for generations and generations. It's how wealthy corporations think. They don't think about today. They think about what are we going to be doing in 10 years, 20 years? Like, you know what I mean? So I think everything is just planned that way with the NFL. They don't give a fuck about your old ass. If you say, Kaepernick's on his knee, I'm not watching no more. They're like, well, see you later, because when you leave, there'll be 5 more people taking your place. If they play their cards right, they'll have 5 more people replacing your dumb ass with this younger generation coming up. So, I think it is. And Brian's saying it. I think it's smart business. I don't always agree with everything that the NFL is doing nowadays, but it is smart business. They know what they're doing. NFL ain't going nowhere. There ain't enough MAGA people that are going to stop watching it to hurt the NFL. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they weren't playing with Kaepernick. Like, I mean, he hasn't touched the league in quite a few years, so I don't know if that had anything to do with kind of the
Well, I think the teams just didn't need that distraction when it came to Kaepernick, I think is what it boiled down to. Let's put it this way. Had it justified it because he was that good, then the teams would have dealt with it. But I don't think he was good enough for them to deal with what would have came. The media circus and everything on top of it had somebody signed Kaepernick. So I think that's kind of what got him, where he wasn't able to play again. Because he could ball or he wouldn't be in the NFL. Yeah, but was he worth the trouble after all of that? And apparently he wasn't. Now, of course, you talk to one side, it was all about racism. But had he been a Super Bowl caliber quarterback, then they would have, we'll take him. You know what I mean? So there's a team out there that could have used him if he was that fucking good. But
Yeah, which, speaking of Super Bowl caliber quarterbacks, that doesn't seem to be a very high bar considering what we saw yesterday. That was absolute fucking garbage.
that was ass, huh?
It was
Well,
so
fuck,
bad.
man. That fucking defense, man.
It was a defensive Super Bowl.
Yeah, which you kind of expect that from, Seattle going into it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how they've kind of been all year. And let's face it, I mean, the Patriots aren't the Patriots that we're all used to right
Not
now.
even close.
So, but so anyway, it is what it is. But my biggest thing though with people griping about the NFL is, as I mentioned in the very beginning, if you are the one who's offended by any of it, then it's not for you, because they're not going to change for you. So just stop watching it if it bothers you that fucking much. I mean, that's the way I see it. And the rigging of the game too, which I think happens a lot. I don't think every play in every game is rigged, but you can see there's some funny shit that goes on. That's what kind of pushed me away from it. I was just tired of seeing that.
Yeah.
There's too much gambling involved, and that ruins it. So that kind of pushed me away more than all that political shit, And I was like, so I guess I catch a game here and there, but I don't watch it like I used to, where it was just a damn near a religion to sit down on a Sunday and your whole fucking Sunday watching these dudes run around and, doing whatever the fuck they doing on the field. But now, I ain't wasting my fucking time. I ain't wasting my time. But a lot of people do. So that's my point. NFL don't care. You can be mad all you want. You can go watch the Kid Rock halftime show, but you still watch the game. So that's all. They don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Like, fuck that halftime. So you took a break for halftime and then put the game back on. I mean, what did that really do? Didn't do shit, because they're going to do the same thing next year. So
yeah, I see it. And we'll see.
Yep. But
I wish the
anyway,
commercials would get good again. Fucking,
I did see people complaining, like, apparently there's just it's not a thing anymore for these Super Bowl commercials. I mean, it's apparently the only one they were really talking about that I saw was actually one of the topics I wanted to get into, is that Ring camera commercial that had people freaking out. Did you catch it?
I didn't catch the actual commercial. I saw it after the fact.
Right. But that's what I mean. But you did have a chance to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I mean, is it, I don't know, are people overthinking that? I mean, I don't know. It's
I guess
crazy.
It depends. I mean,
Yeah.
So they're talking about being able to use AI within the camera to locate lost pets that it sees on the camera.
Just to break it down, I'm sure people have seen it by now, but if they haven't yet, a 30-second ad, it was titled Search Party for Dogs. Excuse me. It ran in the third quarter. It was created by, I don't know, in-house with the VFX support for, I don't know, some shit. I don't have to get into all the details with all that, but it features Ring founder, that Jamie, whatever the hell his name is, narrating a heartfelt story about, reuniting lost dogs. So, okay, sounds great. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? But I guess the problem people were having is that all you have to do is upload a picture of your lost dog, and all of a sudden it starts turning on your Ring camera. And everybody in your neighborhood automatically looking for this dog.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on surface, it's like, okay, well, we'll help somebody find their pooch, but is that really what we need? I mean, is there more to this than just trying to, find somebody's puppy? I mean, it sounds like it's just, surveillance that's wrapped itself in a fluffy, blanket of good intentions. I mean, like the Patriot Act all over. I mean, you remember that, Jim. I mean, after 9/11, they slapped the name like the Patriot Act on it, and it sounds all red, white, and blue. Defending freedom and fucking apple pie, but really it's just a massive government power grab to spy on every American's phone calls, emails, and browser history without a warrant. So that's kind of what this reminded a lot of people. I mean, you think they're looking too much into that?
I mean, yes and no, because it's like, I don't think there's any less of a risk of the surveillance overreach with or without this. We'd like to think that we're buying products that there's no way that somebody's looking in from the back end. But
Right.
when you're buying, these rings and blinks and really these cameras that hook up to the internet and you're paying a subscription for, and they're saving on a cloud that's within Ring or Blink servers, I mean, you'd have to be a fool to think that there's no way for them to get into and access any of that from their end.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought at first, is like, if they want that, they have it anyway. I mean, I don't know. It's, but people are still bitching about it, calling it, like privacy invasion on steroids. The search party feature, it turns private home cameras into a shared surveillance grid, so to say, scanning like I talked about earlier and sharing footage without explicit per incident consent is the problem. Potentially, capturing, I don't know, unrelated people or license plates or activities in public view. So
yeah. And that's what I was going to ask, if this was something that maybe you'd have to opt into via
well, no,
your Ring
the
app.
problem is you have to opt out of it. It's
Gotcha.
auto-enabled for many users, forcing people to manually opt out, which, Ring counts on that you won't go through the trouble of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it says for, forcing most people. So I don't know, maybe it's not set for some people for some reason, but that was the big bitch too, that you had to actually go and opt out of this. And it's all, like I said, it's hidden behind that mask of we're doing something good, which is most of everything that is bad that comes from any type of surveillance, government, whatever you want to call it, is always cloaked in something that sounds amazing, like finding puppies. And I'm not saying this is a government thing, but Ring has been known. It's got a history of partnerships with over 2,000 police departments for warrantless access.
Right.
So they're already part of the fucking, this whole surveillance state, so to say.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, they've been kind of doing it anyway. So it's
guess
like,
you're right.
I feel like this should not be the straw that broke the camel's back. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess if you look at it like that, that's true. I mean, you're probably bitching about something that's been going on anyway. And not to mention, I mean, if you think Ring is the only thing tracking your ass, I mean, come on now. I mean, everything you're doing, your phone, everywhere you walk now, you're being tracked.
Everything. And if it's the same thing with, like, I mean, even down to your ISP, like, if the police asked them for a list of websites that you were on, 90% of them fucking companies are going to give that shit up in a quick second.
Yeah, I guess so. I want to say, was it Apple back when that shooting was going on back in San Francisco, San Bernardino? Yeah, where they were like, sorry, FBI, you got to crack the code.
And I love that, because everybody still bitches about Apple and, oh, no, they want this and they want that. And I'm like, do you not remember they told the FBI to go fuck themselves over a pair of mass shooters? So that wasn't even like, oh, we want to, help out. We don't really think he did anything wrong. That was just we're not invading fucking privacy. Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of respect for Apple when they did that. I mean, I think they eventually got into the phones, if I'm not mistaken. And who knows, Apple may have gave it to them in the end, but they claim they didn't. Mm-hmm. And I know they fought it for a while. So got to respect that. But either way, I mean, your phone's still tracking everything you do. And if they want to know where the fuck you're at, they'll figure it out. So the Ring app thing, to me, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I get people's gripe about it, but if you think Ring is the only, device that's doing something like that, you're out of your mind. At least they're admitting it with Ring.
That's what I was thinking. At least they put it out there, you know? I mean, there's so many companies that'll work with the fucking police and just even past surveillance, but like Liberty Safes, a bunch of bitches.
Yeah, I forgot about. I know, and I got one, but this was before all of that, and I wasn't just gonna throw my safe away. I'm not like that where people start burning their fucking shit they done paid for because they're mad at a company. But I do. I forgot about that case that you just brought it up. But Liberty Safe working with law enforcement without like fuck all
That's
that.
That's it. Man. They're like, hey, what's the code to this safe? And they're like, here you go, straight into the safe. Like that is. It's literally the reason I buy your safe is so people can't get into the motherfucker. So if you're just going to give away the codes, like.
Yeah. But do you, you think there's more behind that ring shit than what it was? Because, see, that's where the conspiracy crowd jumps to, is that this isn't really about finding puppies. It's about having a legal way to do surveillance over entire fucking grids whenever they want to.
I don't think so, because they'll do it anyway.
People's brains go.
I think that they don't need to tell you they're doing it. They're just going to fucking do it if they want to do it.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, there's no need to
what happens? They get caught, and then say they're not working with the government to do what they're doing, and they get caught by the government. They pay out fucking, $50, $100 million. Whoops, sorry, won't happen again. And then they're out of water, out of the hot water, and that's it. So if they wanted to do some vile shit, they wouldn't be advertising it. I promise. They would just fucking do it.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it was more of Ring trying to do something they thought was going to really, make some sort of difference in there. Because, look, let's face it, man. People nowadays treat their dogs like they're their children for the most part. Mm-hmm. When I was coming up, a dog was a dog. A dog knew its place, and you knew the dog's place. It was a fucking dog. It's an animal. Nowadays, it's like another child, where it gets treated sometimes better than people treat their own children. So I think Ring was just trying to capitalize on how society is now, and they looked at it like, hey, man, this is what people, this will reach out and touch people like we're doing something good here. You lose your puppy. You're right. The old school way is to hang up some fucking flyers and hope somebody sees it. Now we're going to be able to scan and hopefully find your lost dog. Well, like I said, it sounds great, but some people are like, nah, bitch, I don't want you just clicking on my shit and watching everything that's going on around me, which, like I said, you can't opt out of it, but you should have to opt in. Let's put it that way. At least they could have done that.
I just want to comment on Sid.
Go ahead, comment.
He's just in here talking about committing crimes, and in some places that could be considered a crime, dog. So,
what?
He says, I treat my dog like I treat my wife, and some states frown upon that. So, just,
Where's he at? I treat my dog like I treat my wife. Really? Anyway. Yeah.
But I just don't feel like, I feel like if they wanted to spy on us, the last thing they would want to do is release any features that make us think that they're spying on us.
Are you a bootlicker? Is that what it is?
It is.
That's what people would want to call you for trying to make sense of this and not jump straight to.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that they're not spying on us. They probably have been, but
I'm with you. I don't think this was a sinister plan.
Yeah, it's like if you were going to do it, why would you say, hey, we're going to release this feature that makes people look at us as if we're spying on people, and then we're going to do it? Makes
sense. No, I get it. That's what I mean. I just think it was a bad choice, but I don't think Ring expected that fucking backlash that they got, because they got it. Like, I was looking at X, and it was just fucking all over, man. I barely saw anybody that had anything positive to say about it. It was all about, just unwanted spying, basically, just the government. And I keep saying the government because that's where they're tying this into, that it's Ring giving the government the ability to just check on you anytime they want, or what's going on in your area and your environment. And I don't think they should be able to do that quick, but I'm with you. They're going to be doing it anyway. It's not Ring's fault. Believe me, Ring is the last people you got to worry about. The shit's going on everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you're going to bitch about one, you got to bitch about all of them. And they did come out and say it. So
half of these people's private in-home cameras are probably plastered on the fucking dark web already anyway, because nobody cares about internet security. So it's like,
that's so true, including mine. I got that stupid Alexa box, which I hear people freaking out about that, about it's listening to you all the time. And it probably is, but I mean, what you gonna do? I mean, if I get rid of it, if I don't like it that much, it don't bother me. I don't really give a fuck. Listen to me, but You know, there is an option with that. It's just don't have it in your house, which I get people's gripe. You know, you don't want people. Anything could happen, and anything you say in your home could be used against you and turned a certain way if some shit were to ever happen and they took that. You know, whatever this Alexa shit's recording all the time. I don't know. You know, people start going down them rabbit holes too of what that could lead to by allowing that thing to listen to you all the time. I don't give a fuck. I mean, it is what it is. It's, you know, so much easier to say, Alexa, turn the TV off. And
yeah,
click, you know,
I don't worry about it as far as the company spying on me. I do more of my internet security as far as, you know, I mean, people hack shit all the fucking time, and it starts at your router. So I don't know when the last time a lot of people are just looking up to get new routers for better security and changing passwords on the router and their internet and shit like that. And if somebody gets into your router, they've got everything anyway. So
do they really?
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah,
how?
They can get in and because your cameras run through your Wi-Fi, you know. So
I got you.
They get in, they start getting. I mean, that's how you hear about the stories about people will be talking on baby monitors, you know, or somebody will be talking to them through their Ring or their Blink cameras, and that's how they hack the Wi-Fi router and they get into the system and they've just got access.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know how they did. I've heard those stories before, especially about the baby monitor shit, because that would be creepy as fuck. You know, you walk in there in your child's room and you hear some dude's fucking voice on the monitor. But I have seen that.
But most of them don't have very great security to them. I'm sure, like, you know, your better brands like Blink and Ring have better security features than like a Temu one, you know.
Right.
And even like if you for whatever reason, if you're still running like Windows 98 or, you know, Windows XP, that's shit that can be hacked straight through the router. Yeah. You know, if somebody's got, really it just starts with your IP and then they send a signal to find out what ports on your PC are open. And there's certain ports on your PC that they can get into. And just for simplicity's sake, pull up a list of passwords saved on the computer without ever touching the physical computer. So
right,
when you're dealing with these cheap, you know, cameras and routers and shit like that, that's the kind of security features that kind of get looked away from, and they're just far easier to hack than something that's meant to be secure.
So how do you prevent it?
By
educate,
making sure that you've got a decent name router. You can go into your router settings. Like my routers have an app on my phone that I can go into and look for updates, and a lot of times it'll be security updates. You can check on recent connections on your router and look for anything suspicious. It's not like your iPhones and just devices that you know. And then you can also, if it is devices that you're not aware of, you're like, I don't know what the fuck that is, you can just block it completely. And then as far as PCs, just keeping them updated.
Yeah.
Usually the latest Windows, you know, Windows 10, they just ended security support, but it's still going to be pretty good for a while. But eventually upgrading to Windows 11 would probably not be a terrible idea. But again, it all starts at the router, you know?
I don't like
if nobody can get into your home network, you're good. But that's why the computer protection, if you're not just downloading random shit, computer protection is important if your routers and just getting into your Wi-Fi isn't too hard of a thing to do, because that's your second wall of defense.
Yeah. Can a mobile cell phone be hacked? Of course it can.
So, yes. You got to worry about it more, honestly, with Androids. But they can be hacked in a sense from public Wi-Fi. If you're in McDonald's and you're on the Wi-Fi, if somebody's got like a Flipper Zero and a Pineapple,
what?
They can intercept. So it's a Pineapple is like a Wi-Fi router that can fit in a book bag.
Yeah, so you can't just throw these fucking terms out.
A Flipper Zero is like a little device that you can basically program for hacker needs, and you know.
Oh, I got you.
But they can intercept text messages coming to and from the phone. So public Wi-Fi's are fairly dangerous if you're worried about phone communications.
Well,
and then people that hook up to public Wi-Fi's on laptops and shit.
well, they have that shit. I know. Was it Pegasus or something? That spyware
Yeah.
where supposedly, I mean, you get a text message or something, and you click on it. Which some of them they say you don't even have to click. It just once they got your number, it's done. Like they can see everything you're doing with your phone.
So that was a thing. Pegasus was big back in the day. It's not as big of a threat anymore. And actually, Apple has, I believe it's $1 million bounty on a no-click hack. So if you find a hack that you can send to somebody on a newer iPhone where they don't have to click anything and the hack sends the hacker back information, Apple will pay you $1 million for that information.
Gotcha.
for the hack.
Well, Pegasus, it reminded me of kind of how we were talking about with the Ring thing and how everything's hidden behind these, good intentions. And that's what they said. Pegasus was marketed for combating terrorism and crime. And, but of course it was, widely criticized for misuse against journalists, activists, politicians, you name it. But it started off like, that's how we're going to sell this, basically, to get people to not mind it is, we're just combating terrorism. So who wouldn't want to do that? And that's how they get you. And then next thing you know, boom.
Yep.
They're spying on you apparently. But
and there's softwares that have been developed, and it'll just have a back door in it by a few of the developers, where it's a legit software, and its main goal was to do good things. But then if it's being developed by another country, say it's a Russian software, it may be a legit company putting the software out, but then you have a few employees, bad eggs, that they're coding, they'll put a back door in it, they'll send it out, everything runs good for 2 or 3 years, and then they've always got access to that back door. So they'll let it all run, make sure that it spreads as far as it can, everybody's computers trust it, and then they'll open the back door and come in and hack whatever they can.
So nothing's secure.
No, not unless you really paying for, good antivirus protection. It'll scan everything, and just knowing what you're downloading. And like I said, keeping up with your routers and your ISP, make sure that they're sending out security updates, and you're pretty good. Staying off of public Wi-Fi.
No. Well, I don't think no matter what you do, you're never completely safe, because if somebody wants to get in your shit and they know what they're doing, they're going to get it. But I'm with you. There are steps you can take to make it a little more difficult for these idiots, especially if you're not anybody prominent and they're not really trying to get you. They're just out there trying to, get information from everybody. They just throw this shit out and hope somebody clicks on a link or something,
Yep.
I think if they want you, like say the government wants access to your shit for some reason, they got it. I mean,
and most kind of personal hackers will do more of like phishing stuff, where they'll send you an email that looks like something else.
Yes, I get them all the time.
And make you click on it. And that's actually what happened to with the whole fappening situation, where all the celebs' nudes got leaked out. It was a random dude, and he basically figured out that you can find these celebrities' emails online, and then he would go to recover the email, their Apple account. He would go to recover it, and the security questions would just be basic ass, like, what was your first dog's name? So then he would go and he'd look up old interviews of these celebrities, and he'd start looking up, Pam Anderson's first dog. And a lot of this information's out there because they do public interviews, right? So he was getting into the all their Apple accounts, and then he would send their phone a message saying, "Hey, this is Apple, we're sending you a code. Please enter the code here, And then they would enter it, and he'd have the Apple account. And he did it to multiple women celebrities, and eventually leaked all their nudes out, and the FBI was on his ass pretty quick. But
now, imagine you're that bright to do that, and that's what you use it for, to leak out celebrity nudes. Like, come on, man. I guess that's what they say about every,
Which,
smart criminal. If you put
I don't
that
remember
energy into
why
something else.
he did it, because he kept the photos like for his, I guess, personal uses for a while. Like he had them for a while he kept them, and
so his intentions may not have been to I guess release them or whatever at first.
It wasn't at first.
Personal.
Yeah, and then for whatever reason he decided to, and then he actually got caught because he was logging into, so he was able to receive, because he was logged into these Apple accounts, right? He was able to receive and kind of intercept text messages coming through.
Right.
So he would wait for a celebrity to be talking to the police, the FBI, and he would log into their Apple account under a VPN, and he'd just see what they were talking about. Hey, we're going to look for this, we're going to look for that, da-da-da-da. And he'd go in the Apple account and clean up whatever the FBI was going to be looking for traces of him. And then one time he logged into an Apple account, he forgot to put the fucking VPN on, and it instantly flagged in the FBI system, and they tracked him down to his house.
So they got him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because I was starting to think this was you. You know so much about it. I'm like, damn.
Nope,
But
got
anyway,
him.
Yeah. Bottom line, none of your shit's secure. Get over the Ring stuff. People freaking out about it. I'm like, oh my God, throw your Ring away. I'm like, oh God. Well, throw your fucking phone away and every other fucking smart device you got laying around. There's just nothing secure anymore, dude. We've given up all of that, right? You know what I mean? Like, just if you're on social media, I mean, your data is just being sold for billions of dollars. These social media platforms are doing, and we give that up by opening up an account. That's done. So it's like anything, man. You get on these phones, and you're pretty much giving up all privacy with that.
I will say, Apple is one of the more secure phone platforms, at least. I mean, they've done their due diligence with making at least the physical phone really hard to break into. And as far as viruses go, they've done really well with that as well.
Well, I know just what we talked about earlier with that San Bernardino shooting. Apparently, Apple did good because
and they've updated even better since then.
That's crazy, dude. That the fucking feds were having a problem getting into that shit.
Yeah, and since then there's a chip in your iPhone that is a standalone chip, and it's basically end-to-end encrypted from inside to outside the chip, speaking to the other components of your phone, that holds basically another key to unlock your phone. So your phone's brain has to send the correct key code to this chip when you enter your password correct, and then the chip will unlock and send your phone back another key code, which will completely unlock the iPhone so you can get into it.
God. Well, I would imagine, I guess Apple can get into it anytime they want, though. Like, in other words, with that shit in San Bernardino, they could have gotten into that phone, I assume.
That one, but the new iPhones, they cannot.
So the story they're going with is we can't do it, even if we wanted to, is what
the
they're
new
saying
iPhones,
now?
Yes. Do you
believe that?
I do, because I've tried.
Tried what? But you're not Apple. I'm saying what?
Well, but I've looked into the hardware and the software limitations.
Yeah.
And basically how to hack an iPhone. And basically the rabbit hole I was on in my research with an older model iPhone, exactly where my thought process was is how you could get into it. But that's why they made these standalone chips that go in the iPhones now, is the chip is self-contained. You can't get into the chip with any software. It's there, and it holds, it's not a password, it's a string. It may be 500 characters of letters and dashes and symbols and numbers that is auto-generated when the phone's made.
I got you.
That is the code to get in your phone. So even though you're entering 0000, it's a 500 character code that, when you put 0000, it sends a smaller code to that chip. to unlock it to release the actual code to unlock your phone.
Well, I mean, I guess if you know enough about it, and I guess you can take Apple's word. I just have a hard time trusting that these people that develop these phones don't have a way into them at all. If they had to or wanted to. Now, I don't know enough about it. I'm ignorant on all the shit you just talked about. So maybe it is 100% secure now with all of that going on. It just, it always kind of like look at it, but is it really secure? So
yeah,
I don't know.
I guess technically you could brute force it. So you just hook it up to a software that just throws codes at it over and over and over and over.
Okay.
Well,
it's funny you say that because that's what happened in the little San Bernardino case. They said the FBI was suing the government or suing Apple. I'm sorry, for the unlocking tool. It was $1.3 million. But before the case went to court, they had a third-party vendor that was they used an exploit that allowed unlimited passcode guesses without triggering the erase function.
Yes, so
and that was some firm out of Australia.
And I'll tell you what the difference was there, right? So prior to them making this chip, the phone password was housed on within the motherboard storage, right? So it was housed within your other software.
I got you.
So you could brute force into it. So the way the iPhones are made now, basically, if the iPhone senses that you've tried the password too much, this chip will literally destroy itself before it lets you into the phone.
Oh, wow.
So the way you would do it is basically you would have to turn the phone off in a sense. Like you would have to turn the motherboard off and bypass the motherboard and brute force this chip by itself. All right. So that the motherboard doesn't know that you're trying password after password after password after password. But with the best supercomputer we have today, because the key is so long, with the best computers we have today, brute forcing it time after time, I believe the figure was somewhere around 2,500 years or so it would take to brute force one iPhone.
Holy shit. Wow. Well, Apple's on their shit then, man. If that's exactly what's going on with them in there, as far as in protecting your phone, man, that's pretty fucking awesome. I mean, that's badass. Because even though they didn't give in back when they were trying to get into those shooters' phones, and in San Bernardino, the feds eventually did get in.
Yes.
So that let me know that if they want access to your shit, they will get it. So, back then, Apple was just doing their part by saying, hey, we're not going to help. Where now, the way you're explaining it, if they wanted to help, they can't do it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, man. And I guess Android's not doing that? Not to that extent?
Androids, they seem to be more on the open source side of just letting you kind of do what you want with it. Right. So it's like with an Android, you don't necessarily have to get physical. You don't have to physically have the phone really to hack it with Androids. It's just kind of easier to hack Android and Windows based shit.
Well, I knew the
internet and downloading
PCs,
stuff,
right.
Yeah, whereas iPhones, there's really nothing you can download that'll give your iPhone a virus.
Well, I mean, I haven't found it yet. I stay on the internet downloading dumb shit and just searching everything, but I know that was their claim to fame with the Mac and the MacBooks. Just I guess the whole just Apple's fucking platform is that it was almost virus proof, so to say.
Yeah, and the drawback to that is that your iPhones aren't as customizable as an Android. You can jailbreak them, but they keep them simple and it keeps them safe.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense, dude. Said, okay, you work for Best Buy. We get it, dude. Funny thing, you don't. That's why I didn't even know you knew all that. Because you took me down a journey. I'm learning here. I'm just glad I got an Apple now. Not that I'm doing anything, that I need to be hiding like that. But, if any ounce of privacy we can have nowadays is just, fuck, I'll take it. Because, going back to the whole Ring camera situation, I mean, there's not much privacy left in this country in today's age that we live in. I mean, from the cars that we're buying now, I mean, everything's computer run. I mean, they can shut that motherfucker off when they want to. You know, shit like that going on. And now we're talking about getting fucking these robots in our house, these Optimus Tesla robots that no telling who the fuck's watching what's going on once you have that in your home. So we all kind of willingly just give up our privacy for comforts. And I'm guilty. You know, I'm just as guilty as anybody else. But that's why I don't go in full-fledged panic mode about it, because any ounce of privacy I've lost when it comes to all the technology, it's all shit that I voluntarily bought. You know, nobody said, hey, you have to have this.
Right.
So it is what it is. You know, I like the creature comforts of it and just how convenient a lot of it is. So I just deal with it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really scare me. I guess people got a lot of things to hide. I don't know. And I get it. Some people's arguing it's not about what you have to hide. It's just that, you know, nobody should be able to, you know, just kind of have that much information on you and access to you at, you know, when they want it. But
no doubt, but I mean, there's ways to get private. You just have to make it a point to say, I want a private life. And just like Tim just said, privacy's gone, sacrifice privacy for convenience, right? So you can have privacy, but you're going to have to get rid of a lot of the conveniences that we all enjoy.
Yeah, very true. Very true. You know, if you, you know, switching gears here, have you looked into that Nancy Guthrie case lately?
Not since we talked about it the other day.
Yes, I didn't have an ounce of interest in it. Not that, you know, I don't want that to sound harsh, but I really didn't even pay much attention to it. Then we started talking about it on the last episode, and you started looking into it, and it's one of those who did it type things. So it piqued my interest. So I started digging into it and kind of keeping up with the updates. And, you know, for one, I will say it's not looking good at all. I mean, because these people that are still demanding ransom have yet to show any proof of life. So that alone, you know, lets you know that she's probably not with us anymore. But, you know, there was multiple ransom notes. They note $4 million in Bitcoin, you know, is what they were doing on February 5th by 5 p.m. is when they wanted that. That escalated to $6 million by 5 p.m. on February 9th. The notes, of course, warned that Nancy's life is in danger if not met, and included details from inside her home, but no proof of life has been provided. So somebody had to know something that was going on inside of her home. Now, there's also a lot of law enforcement and just, you know, internet detectives that are thinking that nobody's actually demanding any type of ransom that has anything to do with the actual kidnapping or the reason that she's missing. And one of the big things is because they made sure when they asked for the money amount, they used USD behind it. And so they're thinking, if you're in America and you kidnap this lady, why would you have to put the type of funds? I mean, what else? You know what I mean? Like, what are they going to give you? Pesos? So that kind of, you know, triggered them. Like, is this just scammers sending all these demands in now, but the person who really did something to this lady wants nothing to do with any of this? Like, it could have been a robbery gone bad where they killed this lady and then they had to dispose of her body, and that was the last they wanted to do with any of it.
Yeah. So, now, are we 100% sure it's not her?
What you mean, sending?
Yeah.
No, you think that old lady's?
Wouldn't that be a plot twist?
No, I don't think it's her. They
just find her in like a fucking log cabin in the woods, you know? It's just...
No, man, you know, it's starting to look like, I don't know, man. I don't think she was kidnapped for ransom myself. I think for some reason she may have been, that house may have been targeted for, you know, it sounds like a robbery gone bad, man. It's either that or it was a family thing, you know, a family altercation that somebody did something to that lady and they got rid of her. I don't think this is the you know, the shit you see in the movies where she's locked away and they're wanting millions of dollars to release her. I don't buy into that. You know, I think something terrible happened to that old lady, and somebody's just trying to cash in on it now because they done caught one idiot.
I was going to say they arrested somebody that was fake ransoming, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So could this be all of that, especially with the ones that are wanting Bitcoin and shit? Well, we just talked about Bitcoin on the last episode and how it can be used for illicit activities. I mean, that's how a lot of these scammers want to get paid. They want the Bitcoin. They don't want you wiring money, from bank account to bank account and all that shit. It's just easier for them to pull off their fucking, their crimes or their misdoings by using Bitcoin. And that was what was asked by one of these ransom notes. So I don't know, man. It's a crazy story. Like I said, still haven't found the lady. I know they were searching the septic tank yesterday.
I did see that video.
Yeah, and the way some people were explaining, saying that's kind of normal for homes that don't have city sewage because there could be clues in the septic tank that don't get washed away to the ditch or wherever the fuck the water's going after the septic tank. So they say that's kind of protocol, but it happened days after the original
it's so weird that they keep coming and searching and then they'll leave. And then for whatever reason, it's almost like they're getting more information and they'll come back and search a different part. And then they'll leave and come back and search a different part, So it's not like they're going corner to corner on the property. They're kind of, again, it seems like they're getting information and they're searching specific spots on the property.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So they have to be getting something from somebody if they keep coming back, some type of tip or something. It's not like I don't know. How would you, if they say it's protocol to search a septic tank, then why did it take so long to do it?
Exactly.
What led them to that? I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with the investigation, but you can't say it's something that we do all the time, but then it takes you a week to do it. I don't know. It's weird. So it's like they're getting some sort of tips or something from somebody. But a lot of the theories, like I said, one of them is just that it's opportunistic scams where people are just sending these bullshit ransom notes and has nothing to do with the kidnapping at all. And then it's like I think in a theory, an inside job. I think we had mentioned that. It just kind of, someone close may have staged a kidnapping after an accident. Maybe something happened to her. Maybe, like I said, might have had an altercation with family members. So now they're trying to cover their tracks. So it's like, oh, she was kidnapped, and then they're sending ransom notes.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be another option. Because they say, I think it was like almost 45 minutes that from whatever evidence they've captured, it was like 45 minutes this person was in this home. So that points to really no fear of interruption. And is that because they knew the routines of this household? So you would have to know the household, or I guess been scoping it out long enough to just hang around for 45 fucking minutes when you're committing a crime like this. And kidnappings, that's not normally what happens if it's a ransom thing. You go in, you hit your fucking target, and you get out. I mean, and the old lady wasn't going to put up a fight. So why be around, so long if that was your goal, to kidnap and ask for ransom? It just seems weird. So, that's why it's, a lot of things are pointing to this isn't just a kidnapping for ransom, but something happened to that lady. And, mentioned it before, could be a burglary gone wrong. I mean, intruders entered for theft, something escalated. Maybe she woke up, led to her death, and then these fake notes are to misdirect. It could be one of those.
It's so odd that they don't have more on camera.
But that was
we have AI to find dogs, right?
Right.
But we don't have AI to find missing elderly.
Yeah, I mean, you could just see it was kind of a rural area if you look at the map. Now at the house, I think we had spoke about that. The Ring camera was shut down. It was shut down for those 40 to 45 minutes, and that's kind of how they're figuring, out how long
somebody had to get to it.
Right, I'm with you. Somebody had to walk up to that house, I suppose. I mean, I guess there's more entrances than the front door, but I don't know. I don't know, man. It
because Dandy said that they can't find the server. They're screwed. I wonder if it was an on-site server that she was saving ring footage to, or if it was to a cloud account, or
Yeah, you would think. I mean, that's where my ring goes.
yeah. So like, I
mean,
guess in a situation like this, a cloud account may be better, but if it was an on-site server, then they may have taken the server from the house. You know what I mean? Which would kind of point to more of somebody knowing the house.
But most of them aren't they cloud? Like if it's a doorbell, a camera, do any of them run on?
Mine does. All of mine
hardware.
Yeah, so all of mine sync to physical boxes in my house that saves all the footage.
Yeah, I've got the actual ring, and it's just uploads it all to the fucking cloud or whatever service. Yeah. So it's nothing's really, there's no hard.
Yeah, mine upload to a box, and then they also, so from the box they upload to a USB thumb drive.
Yeah, I got you. Well, and another theory is, I think when we talked about last time, was the accidental death and cover up. Nancy dies naturally or accidental, and someone panics and then does all of this, which is the furthest thing I would think from anybody's mind that's truly innocent when you find a loved one dead. Because I know people use that excuse all the time. Well, I didn't know what to do, so I cut up the body and burned it. But yeah. I mean, who really does that that's innocent?
Nobody.
So that one I don't see panning out at all.
Dandy said he meant the server where these messages are being sent. I guess he's talking about the ransom messages, if I'm following his comments correctly. But yeah, did they say how the ransom messages are being sent via, email or physical mail or?
Let's see. Investigators searched. Let me see if I can find out. Multiple ransom notes have been sent to local media outlets. One note. They keep calling it a note.
Sorry, I guess a physical piece of mail.
Physical
being
fucking
sent?
Note, like the old school one where they cut the fucking.
Yeah, like who the fuck was that? Cut all the magazine letters out.
Yeah. Let's find out if it's physical. If they really mean.
Was that the Unabomber or some shit?
Oh, fuck it. Well, yeah, he was one, yeah. But is it, let's see, actual physical? I want to see if it's actual physical notes that they're receiving.
Tim says brother-in-law got drunk, dropped grandma. He's trying to cover it up.
Yeah, brother-in-law's, he's one that they've been questioning a lot and looking at. And it could have been. That's kind of what I was thinking. It was a family, somebody close to this lady, somebody close, because they hung around too long for it to just be a straight up, let's go get this woman and let's hold her hostage for ransom. And if you want to get paid for one, you would find a way to do proof of life. I mean, that's just what you do to show people, look, we have her, but we will kill her. But they've done none of that, which lets you know this lady is not with us any longer. I hate to say it.
Track any of this stuff, because Matt made a point too. Everything is seen and stored. Everything. So it's like, I know the kind of, technology that the fucking FBI and CIA, whatever fucking other 3-letter agencies you want to talk about, have at their disposal, that they can track some shit down. And
right.
And people in the comments are saying that it's basically emails being sent to TMZ and local news stations. So why can't they track this down?
So it's okay. So there's an electronic footprint then.
Yeah.
Why do they keep?
Dandy says if it's brother-in-law, I think he's involved in drug trafficking, which
I'm telling you, once they started kind of, just eyeing that brother-in-law, like there was a reason.
Yeah,
there was a reason, man. I know the last I had heard, they hadn't cleared him yet, which lets you know there's something there. And I mean, it sounds like that's what happened. That somebody close to her is the one that did it and then got rid of the body. Now, is this the same person sending these digital messages demanding money? Or is it just these scammers trying to take advantage of it? Because, the person was right. It's all digital emailed messages.
Yeah.
So you would think, I mean, if that's, which I don't know. I mean, there's ways to hide that too. I mean, you're apparently the damn expert on all of that shit.
Yeah, but you don't fuck with the FBI.
You wouldn't think, but Apple did it.
I mean,
but I'm with you. I would think, the FBI would be able to find where these fucking emails are coming from, or at least the area,
guess
the
if you
region.
had a great VPN, I mean, so yeah, there's ways around shit, but
yeah.
I guess it was worth the risk for the first guy that got arrested, because to me, I'd be like, it's not worth the risk to be fucking around with the FBI to try to get a few dollars. Like,
yes, they found his stupid ass.
And Dandy was talking about the cartels, and that's kind of a thought I had earlier, was how close are they to the Mexican border? This whole kind of setup, where are they close enough where they could be some sort of stash house situation going on, or?
You think with the fucking lady on Good Morning America's family?
Hey,
I mean, I don't know.
They got some shady fucking famous people involved in some shady shit. So
that's true. That's true. But well, especially like you said, what's that? What do you say? The son-in-law is involved with
he
drug
was
trafficking?
saying that he assumed, like,
allegedly,
if the son-in-law was involved, he feels like it's going to be some sort of drug trafficking. But like, can you say no to the cartel? Like, if you are close to the border and they're like, hey,
oh, you can, but then you wind up like this lady.
We're going to stash cocaine here, or people. And you say, no, I'd rather you not, actually. If you could just go back outside of my property lines. I don't know that that's an option.
Yeah, I don't think there's any negotiating with the cartel when they come through. But I mean, this lady's had to have been there for a while. It's not like, I've never heard any reports that she just moved in or anything.
Maybe she was in good with them.
It might have been. And she decided to quit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, according to, all the law enforcement and all they haven't even thought about that as being any type of motive yet. But I think they're kind of looking at people close to this lady. I don't think it's just somebody that was stalking her to kidnap her for money. So, and I think they know that too. I mean, they're only going to tell you so much, but let's see. There is widespread speculation on social media and online forums about Mexican drug cartels being involved, fueled by the location near the border, and theories of retaliatory abduction or random kidnapping for ransom. Users on platforms like Facebook and X have posted claims, blah, blah, blah. It's linked to cartel payoffs via contractors, though some appear. So, I mean, but how are they tying this lady into it? Besides, I guess, like you said, the close proximity to the border. But I don't know. I don't think it ain't going to work out good. Like I said, there's no way this lady's still alive. Or
Dandy says it has all the hallmarks of it. White people don't kidnap old ladies. Cartels do. They're ruthless. And that checks out, I feel like. I mean,
but why not send proof of life?
I don't know. Maybe I kind of, it's probably somebody else sending ransom notes, if I had to assume. I mean,
just trying to capitalize on this.
Yeah, I just don't know. I feel like ransom notes aren't a huge thing anymore because there's so much technology that, like, what are the chances that you don't get hemmed up at the drop spot? Or, whatever, you get connected to the wallet if it's Bitcoin or something. I know they're not going to drop a bag of Bitcoin off, but.
No, but yeah, I guess. But I know, wasn't that supposed to be the selling point of Bitcoin?
Well, it was until the fucking government got involved in it.
That's true. Yeah, I would. That's what I was kind of meaning when we were talking about how Apple claims that they can't even get into their phones. It's like, do you ever truly believe that this shit can't be traced down? Like, even Bitcoin, it's like, let me go do some bullshit and that Bitcoin goes into my wallet and watch how fast they're knocking on my fucking door. I just don't, I don't know. I don't buy into that shit. It's just totally secure way of transferring funds.
No,
but it seems like that's what a lot of these scammers want. And it's probably
because it can be used anywhere.
Right. It can be used. And, it's a lot of them are overseas. And that's probably what's going on here when they start asking for Bitcoin and shit.
They should tell him to call them. Be like, call us.
Yeah, call.
I want to hear what
Let's
you
call.
sound
Let's
like.
talk.
I want to hear what you
Yeah, let's
sound
talk.
like. Let's.
No, like I said, proof of life would end it all as far as the whole debate and discussion about what if she was really kidnapped. It would end that debate, and there's just been zero proof, and that would be the first thing you would want to send to somebody before you think they're just going to give you millions of dollars. So, I mean, if you go to kidnapping, 101, that's probably the first thing you do is let them know, hey, family member's alive. She won't be for long, but we've seen none of that, so.
I don't know. Yeah, they don't seem to be very getting very far with it yet. It's
no, not at all.
I want an inside view. I want to see what they're doing.
Just call them up. No, I was trying to stay away from it, this whole topic that I'm about to bring up, because I'm tired of talking about fucking Epstein. But there's been some news. The FBI concludes Jeffrey Epstein was not running a sex ring. That's official. So you could take that for whatever the hell you want. But
Well,
that's
true.
what they're claiming now. And I'm like, really? Like,
if
what
the
was he doing?
government said
then?
it, I mean,
yeah, like what the fuck was he doing then? But that's their fucking what they're running with now, that they've done come to a conclusion on all of this. He was a lone wolf, and yeah, this just Ghislaine, however the fuck you pronounce her name. It was just them two. That was it. But that's a story we're all gonna have to live with, because that's about all you're getting out of these idiots. And I want to say
that settles it, dude.
And her lawyer come out, the attorney for Miss Maxwell, says the convicted Epstein accomplice can clear President Trump's name if he gives her clemency. I'm like, well, so
I bet she fucking can.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, yeah, I'll tell you what, I won't say you did anything, but you got to let me out of prison, and how bad would that look for Trump if he did anything to help this woman out? And it already looks bad enough that they just botched the whole fucking process when it came to the Epstein files. But imagine what it would look like now if he even tried to discuss giving this girl any fucking leniency.
He pardons her and she gets out and does a news conference. Trump did nothing. Yeah. Nothing at all.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't think he's biting on that, because if that don't scream guilt. But so anyway, that must be, I guess that's the end of that. Like I said, FBI concluded Epstein was not sex trafficking. There was nothing going on like that. So that's it. Put it to bed.
Checks all the boxes, honestly.
That's it. Done. Yeah. Nothing to even talk about anymore with the Epstein shit. So, which I'm kind of glad. I've got Epstein fatigue. But what else going on?
Long running story, man. What else is going on?
Nothing. What's going on?
The Olympics. Did you see the Americans trying to fucking what the fuck were they doing? The 4-person sled bullshit?
No, I didn't. What? All I seen was some of them talking shit about ice. And there's always somebody that comes out that they got mixed emotions about playing for the American, representing America right now. I'm like, oh Jesus. Well, what were you talking about, the bobsled?
Yeah.
What were they doing?
I'm about to pull it up.
Was it like a Jamaican bobsled?
They completely fucked it up.
Oh, I want to see it. Can we watch it without being getting in trouble with YouTube?
Where the videos?
Find the video. I want to see the bobsled debacle. I did see that. Forget that girl's name. It fucking busted her ass skiing and broke her fucking leg and shit. And
damn.
Yeah, she had a little accident. Jake Paul's old lady fucking won something.
Is she athletic too?
Yeah, she's athletic. I forget what the fuck she won, but she's like set the Olympic record for where the fuck she was doing. So, anyway.
Here we go. Maybe
you got a video coming up for these people or what?
Hey.
didn't come on here to look at us.
Yes, they did.
I need another beer.
Don't you go nowhere. I got it right here. Not a beer, but
Bear with us. He's pulling up a video. Money. What the hell is this dude talking about? Hold on, I want to read it. How does someone add themselves as a friend to you on Facebook just to ask you for money?
I mean,
Follow
you
me
can
on X.
ask, but
Y'all get on X. Follow me. The Shane Michael on X. It's very simple. All right. What are we doing here?
You ready? We're bobsledding.
Yeah, the whole audience is like, we've been ready.
We're bobsledding. The American way.
Fuck yeah. Dude, they fucking fucked up from the beginning. Wasn't even a chance. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna roll with it. Oh, there they come. There they come behind him. How do you make the Olympics and do that? I mean,
that's
look,
what I'm saying.
Not that I could do any better, but I'm not making the Olympic team. Play that from the beginning.
You just had to not do whatever this is, and you would have.
What happened?
He tripped,
just
kicked the other dude.
Oh,
Buddy bounced off the fucking wall, and then number 4 almost got in, and I don't know why he bailed. He just dipped the fuck out. He was like, "Fuck it."
USA, fucking right.
So that's how the Olympics are going.
Somebody in the chats was listening. They brought me a beer.
Ooh,
I like it. It was my big-breasted bartender.
So,
all right. So, what else? America's being embarrassed with the bobsleds. Yeah, that's good.
Not doing very well.
Trying to see if there's anything else worth bringing up, or have we fucking ran our mouths enough? Yeah, probably so. What time is it? Almost 10 o'clock. All right, chats, what y'all got? Anything y'all want to talk about before we get off of here? And don't bring up no gay shit. I run my mouth about everything I can. Y'all hit it up. I know y'all get on X. If you're watching on YouTube, get on X. Give us a follow. What's it going to hurt? Make sure you subscribe if you ain't done it yet.
Tony said they need to be deported for that bullshit.
Y'all got to help. Hit that subscribe. We're trying to get bigger than Mr. Beast. Our goal is in 1 month to be bigger than Mr. Beast.
Fuck yeah.
Do it. I still, man, look, like I said, I don't want to hate on Jimmy, but I just don't see it. I don't see how that boy got to where he's at with that, as long as he's been doing it. I mean, everything gets played out, I guess, is what the way I see it. Eventually people just get over everything. And for some reason, this fucking dude just can't stop. I mean, is it the youngins that are doing it?
I think it's the kids.
Yeah, because I've never watched a full video of Mr. Beast. I just couldn't do it. I can't get through one. It's just too fucking.
Yep. Too much going on. Never ever. But I think it's the kids, man. And I mean, he does have Beast in his name.
Well,
YouTube name. So
there you go. That's
how
what did it.
How do you get played out if you're the Beast?
Whatever he did to get on YouTube's good side, I want to do the same. We cuss too much. YouTube. Yeah. Anyway, what's up? This is our boy here. Welcome back. He loves us. He loves us. I think he wanted to talk Black History Month last time we were on, which we still haven't done. Which we can. I mean, we could talk about all the inventions that black folks have contributed. Bad Bunny not American because he's not white. Who said that? The Kid Rock. I don't know. Anyway, I ain't getting into the Bad Bunny Super Bowl shit again. Fuck that Super Bowl. Fuck the NFL. And fuck the FBI for lying about the Epstein files. So
boom.
Yep. All right. I'm tired of rambling. I'm getting off of here. I'm going to fucking drink a beer. Go chill out. So y'all be good. Hit subscribe. If you're on X, hit that follow button. We'll be back Wednesday talking some shit. So love us or hate us. Come back. Check us out. We'll do it again. Till next time. Y'all motherfuckers be good.